Be coming to you from our studios here in Lagos. Well, let's get into our conversation now. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Monday issued a directive for banks and other financial institutions to start deducting a cybersecurity levy set at 0.5% of the value of all electronic transactions following an introduction of the newly enacted 2024 Cybercrime Amendment Act intended to fund national cybersecurity fight. However, some Nigerians are wondering whether the rate to be deducted is 0.005% or 0.5%. Well, let's get some understanding of these and what this means for the economy. I'm joined by the CEO, Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprises, Dr. Muda Yusuf. Thank you for your time, Dr. Muda, for joining us. The introduction of the new 0.5% cybersecurity levy by the CBN seems to have created confusion among Nigerians. The confusion stems from a repealed law of the Cybercrimes Prohibition and Prevention Act of 2015 and 2018 by the CBN circular, then, of course, which was much more lower than this one. But some of them are unsure whether the correct rate is 0.005% or 0.5%. Help us make sense of this. What's your understanding of this levy?
The cybercrime levy, I think, was intended to raise revenue for purposes of tackling the challenges of cybercrime, especially at the level of state security. Of course, many agencies of government have been complaining about inadequate funding and all of that. So perhaps this is the thinking of the National Security Advisor and all those within that space of how best to raise revenue. And that is why I think they have proposed this levy. And from what we are beginning to hear now, this legislation has been there at least since 2015 or thereabout. So what we're experiencing now is just a review, an amendment of that legislation which was done in 2024. So I think it is that amendment that has moved the rate now up to 0.5%. But just as you said, there is now confusion. Mr. Bayo Onanuga has been saying about what the rate is, that the rate is 0.005%. But what is clearly stated in the CBN circular is 0.5%. So I think within government, they need to even tidy this up to know exactly what we are dealing with. So to answer your question directly, this is just about raising revenue. Or whether this is the best way to do it, I think, and whether this is the best timing, I think that is what is a subject of a lot of debates and even sometimes a lot of outrage coming from the citizens and from the business community.